Welcome to Moments of Horror from A to Z, the podcast that will send shivers down your spine with its bone-chilling, spine-tingling stories. In a world where reality can be just as terrifying as fiction, we believe that everyone needs a good scare every now and then. Don't forget to subscribe, as this podcast is designed to offer a weekly dose of horror in quick and easy, digestible segments. Each episode features a different letter of the alphabet and a spooky story to match, covering everything from haunted houses to demonic possessions and everything in between. So brace yourself for the scares to come as Moments of Horror from A to Z presents its latest spooky tale. J is for jam. It was a hot summer day, and Mary had decided to take her two children, Timmy and Lucy, on a hike and go camping in the nearby woods. They'd been walking for hours, and the children were getting restless. Just when Mary was about to suggest they turn back, they spotted a small cottage in the distance. It looked abandoned, but there was a sign on the front that read "Jam for sale." Curious, the family made their way to the cottage, where they were greeted by an old woman. She had a kind face and a warm smile, and she welcomed them inside. As they looked around, the family noticed jars and jars of different kinds of jam, all made by the old woman. She even offered them a sample, and the jam was so delicious that Mary couldn't resist buying a few jars. As they were leaving, the old woman warned them not to eat too much jam, but Mary dismissed it as an old wives' tale. They continued their hike, and when they stopped for lunch, Mary gave the children a large spoonful of jam to eat with their sandwiches. That's when things started to get strange. The children began to act odd, giggling uncontrollably and bouncing around like they had too much energy. Mary tried to calm them down, but they wouldn't listen. Later that night, the family set up camp, but Mary couldn't sleep. She had a nagging feeling that something was wrong. When she checked on her children, she found that they had disappeared. Frantic, Mary searched for her children throughout the night, calling out their names. As the sun began to rise, she stumbled upon an abandoned cottage again. But this time, something was different. The cottage was now covered in a sticky sweet jam, and there was a faint giggling sound coming from inside. Mary cautiously entered the cottage, and to her horror, she found her children. They were now completely covered in jam, their eyes hollow and their laughter maniacal. The old woman appeared, and Mary realized too late that she had been warned about the danger of eating too much jam. The old woman was a witch, and her jam was a cursed elixir that turned children into mindless minions. Mary tried to fight off the old woman, but she was no match for her magic. Just as all seemed lost, a group of hikers stumbled upon the cottage, having heard Mary's desperate cries. Together, they were able to overpower the old woman and break the curse by destroying all the jars of jam. Mary and her children were saved, but the evil witch had escaped. They were left with a dreadful memory of the old woman and of the dangers that could lurk in the woods. From that day on, they never looked at jam the same way again, always wary of its sweet, stickly grip and the thought that an old woman was going to get them again. Thank you again for taking the time to listen to this podcast, Moments of Horror from A to Z. Don't forget to subscribe so you can stay up to date with each new episode. And also, if you like this, please check out our companion podcast, Moments of Love from A to Z. Finally, if you'd like to connect with us, you can find us on social media at Moments of Podcast. That is on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Also, you can email us at momentsofpodcast@gmail.com. Till next time, I'm your host, KG Heartstopper, and as always, Remember, you mean something. You matter. Go be kind.